out here from West Texas. So yeah, Play say he got some questions. I'm let him get into his questions. Like I said, you know,
All right,
we'll get into it.
let's get right into it. So let's go with, I don't know if you remember this or not, but
Mhm.
if you could share with the people, how did we meet? How did Lil Melv and Tukey meet?
Man, I want to say I met you in like elementary, sometime in elementary, man. I don't know exactly when, but it was in elementary at Parkway. Um, been knowing you for a long time. So that's when we initially met, and then we linked up later on, with the music situation. So
Okay. So speaking of that, I know this, but for some of those who don't know, can you let us know how it was growing up on your street?
well, on my street it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of it was different. At that time. It was still like a lot of gang banging and stuff at that time. So it was a lot of Bloods and Crips on the blocks, just like not even far apart from each other. So yeah, it was a lot of that type of stuff going on, influences, and you know, you know, that's it. But it was cool though. It was most definitely a little funner than what's going on right now.
I agree. So I only reason why the one of the reasons why I brought that up, because which leads into my next question or topic, I should say, is that growing up, how we grew up on the streets that we grew up, as you said, gangs were very prevalent. But
Yeah,
at the same time, how it is now, it wasn't like be in this game, we gonna shoot people up, we gonna pick on innocent people, blah blah blah. I know it
nah,
don't happen that much right now either, but it's more of the let's kill each other, let's shoot each other. Back then it was games, but it was more
yeah,
respectful and it was rules to it as well.
yeah. It was more so family, more so like family away from home type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
even me, like I'm not acting like I'm a gangster, a gang banger, none of that. But I was embraced by both sides, and that could have been because I was a rapper or because I was young. I don't know what it was, but I had friends on both sides. It, wasn't nobody trying to peer pressure me or make me do nothing, bullying me, and none of that type of stuff. So, but I still felt that real family tie with some of those guys. Still friends with a lot of them even to this day.
And you touched on the next topic that I wanted to get to, because I know you as Melvin Williams III, but a lot of people know you as Lil Mel. So let's
Yeah.
discuss on how the music came about. Like what attracted you to music, what made you start, how old were you when you started, for those who may not know.
Well, I started writing and kind of getting into the music around when I was about 9. I started taking it serious about 12. That was like when the crisscross era was out. That was the first time that I saw some dudes that was young, that was my age, doing what I like to do, and I was like, it was possible. So from there, I just kept on pushing it, and eventually, I ended up starting my own little label. Basically, back then, though, I was a kid, so it was just more of a click than a record label. That was the YMA situation. Um, and from there, it just kept growing. It just kept getting bigger and bigger over the time. So,
Okay. And so we're gonna take a quick little detour and we'll come back to the music, because once
okay.
again, a lot of people know you as Lil Mel, but I know you know
Mhm.
you. So let's discuss hooping Lil Mel.
Oh man, with Hoop a little man, a lot of people probably wouldn't have liked it me because I was a very competitive dude. Talk a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Remember you on those Trinity nights.
Yeah, on Trinity nights, I used to ball all over the city, man. I was more popular for playing basketball, to be honest, in all these neighborhoods before I really was popular with doing music, to be honest. Because that was the first thing that I really liked to do was play basketball. And then the music kind of just like took the back seat to that until it was like no point of no return. When I got in high school, when your boy Coach Wag and Tim Thomas, when they cut me from the team, they cut your boy. And I came back. I did play a season, but it didn't feel the same. I was already getting money in music, so made the decision to do music, not play basketball. So
And that's why I had to touch on it because I know a lot of people don't know that part.
yeah,
Unless you really know Lil Melv, you don't know that he really was a hooper. The boy had
yeah,
that little burner, hit the little burner on that shot. So I just
yeah,
had to bring that up because, as I said, that was a very it was part of who Lil Melv is, but
yeah,
as I said, a lot of people know you from the music or whatever
yeah,
the case may be. But we had to touch on that part so we can come full circle with who you are and how you became who you are to this day. So
yeah. And don't get it twisted. With me saying Wag and Tim Thomas that they cut me, but I still learned a lesson from it when I came back. And then at the end of the day, they were influences on the career later on down the line. They was sponsored some of the albums. Coach Wag let me, pretty much sell units everywhere we went with the basketball team. Coach Thomas put a bag up behind me. So it all worked out.
yeah. As I always tell people, things always work out the way they're supposed to.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to take some little detours or whatever the case may be. But as you said, it came back full circle. They help support you, even though
Yep.
you, as they say, they cut you from the team or whatever. It worked out the way it was supposed to. You wasn't supposed to be playing basketball. You were supposed
Yeah.
to be getting to the music, and that's
Yeah.
just how it happened.
Yeah. For sure.
So I'm
Sure.
gonna say this name, but I want you to kind of tell me some other names as well. For those
Okay.
who from Lubbock, the 806 area, we know the name Mr. Coop. But I
Yeah.
want to know who are some of the people. I already know Mr. Coop as well, but who are some other people that inspired you along your journey of music as far as the 806 area?
Um. First and foremost, one of the my first influences was Lou Calhoun. A lot of people don't know Lou because Lou was a real low key guy, about his business, getting his bag. But Lou, he really took me on his wing and showed me a lot early on. And I was trying to force him to sign me when I was like 12, 14. I was like, man, sign me, Lou. And he would never sign me. He would just put money behind me, put me in the studio, teach me the business, and he would never sign me though. I don't know why. But he knows, I'm sure he know that it wasn't the best move at that time because of my age. But uh yeah, so Lou and then Don Breed, um, you know, and then after Dom, I want to say me and Don Juan, we made a great relationship over the time, because Dom Breed took me to a level where, that's when a lot of people got introduced to me from the very first Lil Melv album, with the Lil Greg and I'm Gonna Shine with Raymond. And that was when everybody really had caught on, even though I had been doing it for years before that. And
And just so we can make sure that's Tom Loss and then that's Platinum West, correct?
yeah, yeah. Don Breed was time lost, and that was a great run for the whole city. Dom did some amazing things that the young generation don't know about, which a lot of them don't even know about me as well because the times changed, different things, the industry moves so fast, and that's just what it is. But Don Juan from Platinum West, he made a big statement in my life too. It was just they was different guys. You know, they hustled different. I'm gonna say that. You know what I'm talking about, though. They
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
hustle different, so you know they brought something different and unique to my lifestyle. Um, but those are some of the most influential guys that I came across when it came down to music was Lou, Dom, Don, and then I can't not say that Johnny T didn't have play a role because Johnny T played a role because I was recording with Johnny T. Me and Jawan was recording with Johnny T when we was like 12, 11. You know.
Hmm.
And then later on, I met Psycho. He played a big role. Matrix played a big role. I actually recorded my second album with Matrix in his house. So that was a story that a lot of people probably would never know about.
I didn't even know, and I'm super close to you, so that's breaking
Yeah,
news.
yeah. So, like I said, it's been a lot of influential people, and not even just old guys. You know, not just older guys than me, like young guys too. You know, they kept the spark, like Beezy, Swiss. Even you play. You know, you came in at an important time in my career. And even still to this day, you know, these younger guys still keep pushing me and motivating me from, you know, working with artists like Ashley and Quisha and Yola and, you know, Bando and, you know, it's just a whole bunch of people, Jari, Quan, you know. So although you can't just leave those guys out either.
And I
So
respect that too, because not only did you give flowers to those people who kind of motivate you, or
yeah,
motivated you, I'm sorry, who kind of were already doing it before you or at the same time as you, but you also
yeah,
brought up those newer artists that, that are doing it now, or,
yeah,
maybe more people are starting to hear who those people are. So I think that's always dope for an artist of your caliber who's done what you've done to not only pay
yeah,
homage, but also give those new up and coming people a name for themselves too. So I think that's
yeah.
dope.
Yeah, you always gotta pay it forward. And me, I got an ear for talent, an eye for seeing stars that a lot of people don't have. So a lot of these artists, I was working with them before they really even took off or they had their moment. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like MTM Rara. You know, like me and him, we did a song some time back. We sit down, vibe. You know, we did a lot of stuff early on. You know, just vibing. You know, but I already knew what he was gonna do when he decided that he wanted to do it. So now he's doing it. So and he's just one. He just one.
Yeah,
I
yeah, for
mean,
sure, for sure.
it's a lot of them play. You know that we work with that come through the MMC umbrella. Um, even if they never want to tell y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on that too. We're gonna touch
Yeah.
on that. So I don't know if you remember this, but I kind of vaguely remember it. So if we
Mhm.
don't remember it in detail, that's fine too. But I remember these good fellas by the name of Antoine Washington and Lil Melv had a nice little falling out to where they weren't cool anymore. I don't remember
Oh
what
yeah.
happened, but do you remember that time in our life where we weren't like cool?
I I don't really remember what actually happened. I
Me
know we
either.
had a fight.
Yeah, yeah,
I want
yeah.
to say
Me,
we had a fight or something. You know,
yeah,
it had to be something petty and childish because it was
for
like
sure,
a
for
long
sure.
time ago. But I mean, you always been a cool dude, so it was like the smoke wasn't gonna never last long with you with nobody. You know,
Yeah,
because yeah, you wasn't no person that just keeps some shit going,
yeah.
and I'm not
Which I
either.
only,
So
yeah, and that's why I bring it up because as you said about me, you were always a cool person, and I think for the most part, I think we had a lot of similarities in the way that we lived our life, the things that
yeah,
we liked, the way that we tried to not portray ourselves, but the way that we carried ourselves.
Yeah.
So who knows what it was? But knowing us, it was probably some small, petty women, girls type stuff. Who knows? Like with us.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, that's one thing that I really don't remember. And I
Yeah,
think
me
it's just
either.
because we done had so much good times after the fact, and when we got grown, hell, that shit was like, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
water under the bridge for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So,
But
yeah,
I had to bring that up to lead into my next point because we linked up years later. Obviously, we always had a great mutual respect for each other, but we linked
yeah,
up as far as the music was concerned. And I really don't even know how that started, but it was more like a genuine respect for each other, and you kind of needed somebody to help. Because at the
mhm,
time, you was already doing everything on your own, so you just kind of really needed somebody to lighten up the load that you had going on. And so I took
yeah,
on the role as your manager, and so we
yeah.
linked up on that. Can you kind of touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, so it was at a point where I had the label running. There was a lot of animosity in the label. People feeling like they should have been in a certain position that they wasn't in. You know what I mean? So it was like just me and Swiss really like just standing, just doing everything on our own. And I was telling him like, man, I need somebody to represent me, to talk for me, to be a buffer between all of the stuff. And I don't even know how you came about. I want to say like you bought a CD or something. You bought some music from us or something. And we was at your grandma's house. We was talking, and I don't even know how you just literally became the
Yeah,
manager.
that's
You
what I
know what I'm
said. Me
saying?
either. Just like I said, just
I
a
don't
mutual
really know.
respect.
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, this play, this my manager. Like they could just put you in a position, and you was like, okay, cool. So we
Yeah,
just kept running with it, and we did some amazing things, man. Did some
we
amazing
did.
things that a lot of people probably wouldn't even know that you was behind, or you even had anything to do with it, because you was never trying to be seen or be a front man and nothing like that. You just played your role.
Yeah,
And
and I explain this to people all the time. I didn't mind, hey, play, we need you to go in there and get a water bottle or get this or make sure we gonna be on time. I was like, I'm cool, whatever you need me to do, or
yeah,
count this money at the door, take these tickets, hey, go help my sister. Whatever y'all needed, I was doing it. So
yeah. Yeah, so I couldn't even just call you a manager, you was a little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying? And we just got real close and tighter over time, Then we started experiencing life together, you know what I'm saying? We started going through college, you know what I mean? And you turned into a promoter, and I mean it was just a whole bunch of stuff. Then we like people don't know probably where you even first start selling merch at either. But
yeah,
we did
the
it
little
together
Melv
first.
shirts.
Yeah, yeah, we did
Yeah,
it together first with the whole
yeah.
MMC Little Mel movement. Me and you was moving a lot of shirts.
A lot of shirts, a
Yeah,
lot of shirts. We had all kind of
wow.
colors.
Yeah.
Man, that was a good time. That was a
Man, it
crazy
was a real
time.
good time, man. We was getting shirts for $2, $3, $4 a pop back then. Like with the work and everything. Now, you can't get nothing like that now.
Nah, you most definitely not getting nothing like that now. They turn
Yeah.
you up.
Yeah, yeah. But you got the experience here with me, and that was a
Yeah,
great
that's what
time.
started it.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you knew how much money could be made. You know what I'm saying, from just that experience. Because I mean, we had everything. I mean, I can't even name a color that we didn't have or that we didn't try, didn't play with. I mean, it was crazy,
Yeah, it was. It was. I remember the shirts and the hoodies, man. Shoot, we
man.
we was doing it. We did it big, man. It was a good time, especially for me to be in San Angelo and selling shirts to people who probably didn't really know who you were, but at the time when we could give them that shirt and they could see I think that was the time when we had like the band camp and stuff on the back of the
Yeah,
shirt, so they could easily access the music. So that was
yeah,
a good time for both of us. I thought it was just cool for me to be on my own out there and you doing stuff. Of course,
yeah,
Lubbock, Amarillo, Midland, Odessa, the stuff that you was reaching. So I
yeah,
think that was a good time. So
Yeah, it
Which all of this
was.
stuff is just feeding right into the next question. So if
Yeah.
you could just, I know you had a lot, so we don't have to talk about all of them, but if you could just touch on some of like your favorite shows that you did or favorite cities or whatever, because as I said, I know you did a lot. I know you did a lot of
Okay.
quinceañeras, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just touch
Yeah, I
on
did.
some of
I
your favorites that
anyway.
you remember.
Yeah, anywhere I could get a show, I did it. I ain't care if it was paid, free, whatever. I just if I could show up and I could get, do my thing, I already knew I'm gonna get some money one way or the other. So, but one of my favorite shows, I want to say in Lubbock, one of my favorite shows was Mike Jones. A lot of people probably would be like, "Why Mike Jones?" But Mike Jones was very, very hot at a point, and he came to Lubbock and he sold out the amphitheater with big time. Shout out big time. Yeah, but yeah, Mike Jones had like 3,000 people in the building. It was a beautiful moment. Um, Slam Thug, it was great because it was a Texas thing going on right then and there, and everybody was coming to Lubbock and they was all selling out the amphitheater. So those are some good times. But one of the most memorable shows I had was House of Blues.
Oh yeah.
I did
And I didn't
House of
even make it to
Blues.
that one, man. What was
Yeah,
that
that
guy
was
name that you opened up for? What was his name again?
man. I don't even remember that
I can
guy.
see his face, but like a bright dude, but I can't remember his name.
I don't even remember the guy though. Like
Hey.
I wasn't a fan of him or nothing. I didn't really even know who he was. But we was all evenly on the ticket.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I
we
say opened up for just because I know he was a
yeah,
bigger
he
art at
yeah, he
that,
was a bigger artist at that
Yeah.
moment, but we was out on the ticket evenly because I had a lot of fans there. I had a lot of people that came all the way from Lubbock to see
Hmm.
me perform in Dallas at the House of Blues. I mean, I literally had a couple hundred people that just came from Lubbock to Dallas.
It's just bothering me because I can't think of his name. That's why I'm like looking up because I can see the
Yeah,
flyer, I can see everything, but I just cannot think of his name.
I don't remember who that guy was, but I did so many shows in Dallas though. I mean, I was doing them back to back every weekend because that probably lead into what we can talk about right now. You know what I'm saying with the whole CMG situation. So
Yeah. If you want
yeah,
to expand on that, because that was the next thing was labels. So
yeah, yeah.
so it's
So
perfect timing.
yeah, so the label situation, like we said, I started with On the Grind Records, then we transitioned to the Wine Made Moment. It was never a real label, it was just a click. Shout out A Lou. It was a click. And P Game, Pippi Ken, they're my guys. But then the first label situation was more so the Time Lost deal. And a lot of people got that Tom Law situation misconstrued too, because they thought that I was like an artist signed to him. I was never assigned to him. It was a partnership. See, Tuki, a lot of people didn't know that I was one of those guys that made the beat, wrote the record, recorded the record, mixed the record, and made the beat.
We talk about
You
this
know
all
what
the
I'm saying?
time, but y'all, for those who don't know, 100% is what we talking about.
I think you couldn't wait to say that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah. So a lot of people didn't know that I was doing that. I was forced to do it because I couldn't afford to pay all them different moving parts at that time. And then I started to like it. So when I went to Platinum West, I just kept doing it. Um, and that's when I actually physically signed paperwork. Was with Platinum West and Don Juan. That was a great moment. Man, it was great. It was a great moment. But that was the first time I actually signed on paper.
And see,
And
that's once
and
again, that's why I'm glad I'm bringing this up because that's some information that I didn't know. So I know
yeah,
a lot of other people don't know that either.
Oh yeah, because that was the first time that I signed on paper, and that was the first time when I was introduced to the executive side of business too. Because when he signed me as an artist, he also allowed me to be a co-CEO. So I was a part owner in that company as well as an artist. At A&R, I did everything.
And you know what's
So
crazy about that, Melv, is that we always talk about this as far as the music, but when it comes to this specific thing, you were ahead of the game because that stuff that's happening right now in 2024.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you
for
got to
sure.
think back. I don't know the exact date, but you do. But just think about
Yeah,
mid 2000s or whatever, and you were already doing that stuff that's being done right now. So you
yeah.
were most definitely ahead of the curve.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like this shit we talking about was in 2003.
Yeah, yeah.
That
So
was 20 years ago. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly,
So
exactly.
and that's why I really don't like to get into the details with a lot of it because people maybe think that I'm just tooting my own horn, but we really was just ahead of the game. It
Yeah.
was just for me to be my age anyway. But I you look at the people that I grew up around, like I told you, everybody was different type of hustlers. So I'm feeding off all of that, from the streets to the guys that's in college, to the guys that's working, to the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting a little taste of all of it. So, but yeah. So that's what happened with that. And then when that deal ended, I ended up signing with signing myself to myself after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I signed myself to For Sure Entertainment after that. That's another thing that people just now started doing, you know what I'm saying? Like later in life, but that was again 18 years ago when
Hmm.
I signed myself to myself,
Because
which
right
is
now, as you
me.
said, people wasn't doing that. It was okay. Lil Mel got For Show Entertainment. I'm assigned to For Show Entertainment instead of me signing to
Yeah.
Facts Only Yes Lord or whatever. So
Yeah.
you right. People weren't doing that 18 years ago for sure. It wasn't
Nah.
happening.
Nah, the first person that I seen do it was Lil Flip.
Yep.
When he started Sucker Free with him and Hump, then he signed to his own self as Sucker Free. But even him, he was super ahead of everybody. You know what I'm saying? That people don't want to say it, but he really was. You know.
Yeah, like because that deal, I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but the deal he had with Sony was pretty epic too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as the how he structured it and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you right, he was most definitely ahead of the game.
Yeah. I mean, 22.5 million. Well, nobody
That's
doing
ahead of
that.
the game.
Yeah,
Nobody doing those
wasn't
numbers.
nobody doing that, and nobody wasn't
No.
doing a double disc, and
Mm-mm.
tricking the system. You know what I'm saying? Selling 50,000, looking like 100,000. A lot of people don't even understand that right now because they don't sell units like that no more. But that was genius what he was doing, and he wasn't the first person to do it. But at his age, he was.
Exactly.
Uh, So yeah, so that led after the For Show run, I got burnt out. Then I met you, and that's when me and you started really running and really taking it toward where I wanted to go with it. And we started the Money Money Click. People thought it was a
MMC
label.
baby.
People thought it was a label, Tuki, but I told them it really wasn't a label. It was just something that me and Tuki came up with. That was
Hmm.
we didn't ever structure a label around it. Even though we end up signing artists, that wasn't a plan. You know, we end up signing Quisha. I think I signed Slim Trap. What's his name
Yep.
now?
Yep. Yeah.
Ice
I
Water
still say
Slim.
Slim. Ice Water Slim. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
My
Yeah.
boy
So we
Stilts
had
back in
signed
the
him.
day.
Yeah, he was still at that time when we signed him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, so in LT, I mean, the list went on, and the MMC movement that was one of the hardest movements I ever seen.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Man, bro, that was the
It was
hardest
crazy.
moment I ever seen. Everybody wanted to rock with us. They don't want, a lot of people probably won't ever say it, but I mean, I remember days when I was in the studio, I had Will C in there, had Kaylee the Great in there, had Lil Thrill in there, had B Fresh in there, Mr. Coop in there. I mean, everybody was in there. I mean,
Yeah, because that's kind of
yeah,
go back to what I always tell people. I got a lot of those, a lot of that music from that time that wasn't
yeah,
released. I know we released the Dream Team or whatever, but it
yeah,
was a lot. It was like three that I have. It was probably more, but there's at least three out or not three albums, but three CDs full of like 20 songs each
yeah.
that weren't even released.
Yeah, easy 100 songs that was never released.
Yeah, they weren't even
And
released, you
and
know.
all of these artists was on them. I don't know how much they remember what was going on. And then that MC that sparked Serene that really pushed him to the next level. A lot of people probably don't know who he is, but he the truth. That's when Gutter
Bars,
Black really
bars, bars,
Gutter Black
bars.
Gutter Black was doing his thing at that time too, and he was a representative of what we was doing. Yogi Calhoun, me and
Yep.
him did a joint album. That was big deal. I mean we just worked with everybody. We you
And that's
know
one thing I've always respected about you is that if you were a hater, I never knew it, or you never told me about it because you was always willing to work with whoever was willing
yeah,
to work with you. And it wasn't about no, hey, Tuki, make sure they pay 50 or pay 100. It was like,
yeah,
they want to work with me, tell them to send the track. You know what I'm saying? It was that simple.
that
Send the
easy.
track. I got you. We gonna
Yeah,
do it.
that
So
easy.
I've always respected that about you.
If it came from Lubbock, Texas, all it was a phone call away. Anybody, I'll work with anybody. I don't care who you is, black, white, Mexican, blue, black, purple. If you sent me a record, I did it. There's nobody that ever sent me a record that I didn't do, you know. So and never charged them.
Yeah. And that's why I said I've always respected that because and I think for some people, they may not never admit it, but that meant a lot for them to hear or to get a Lil Melv feature. You know,
Yeah,
especially if you up and coming, and because it's no way you can be from Lubbock and not know who you are or not
yeah,
respect what you had going on, even if you don't say it or admit it. So
yeah,
for them to get a feature from you, I think that meant a lot to them because they not
yeah,
only did they get a feature from you, but you didn't charge them, and it was always love.
yeah.
So I think
And
that meant a
even
lot for a lot of people.
Yeah, and even to this time right now, all those artists that I had named that I did features with, from Big Country Ted to Raheem, which is MTM Rah and Bando, and all of them, like this was like that was like their first major placements was on my albums. You know what I'm saying? If you go back and listen to all those albums, and you'll hear all these different people that was that was way before they had their runs. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Or right at the peak of when they was starting to have they run. But me, Tuki, I sit back and watch and study the artist for a long time before I ever approach them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And that's
watch
why,
them.
like I tell you, you always turn me on. Or like it's funny about the Raheem thing. It was funny when he came out at MTM Raw. I was like, man, have you heard this dude? He was like, he on the album. I was like, who? And I didn't process to me his because it was him on the
Yeah,
album, so
yeah,
I didn't connect the dots. But it's
yeah,
just always so cool for me to see it, even because of course, like over the years, when we had our kids or whatever, things
yeah.
just happen, and you making music, and I'm over here, but it's always cool to see that you still tapping in with those guys who may
Oh
not
yeah,
think that they're on your radar or whatever, and you still reaching out and saying, hey, I want to work with you because I see something. And then when the masses get it, it's like, well, Mel had a song with them 2 years ago,
yeah. It's it's
so
it's already yeah, it's already done. You know what I mean? And with those new guys, I know how the industry is. A lot of people fake and front and act like they really getting some bread. But me and you, we know what it really is. So even when I do work with those new guys, if anybody that I wanted to work with gave me a certain price, I always paid it. I never questioned what they said they was worth. You know what I'm saying?
Can't do nothing
And
but
then
respect that.
yeah, you can ask any of them, whoever that did something that they didn't want to do it on the house, and if I wanted them that bad, they gave me the price, I paid it.
Hey.
So that's something that nobody ever really wanted to do for me. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? When I was coming up, nobody wanted to pay me when I wasn't nobody, or if I was just on the rise. But I don't care if the dude had 2 views. If I want him on my record, oh man, I want this. Give it to him.
Mhm.
That teaches them how to structure their business around their worth without being greedy and unnecessary.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't say I want $1,000 for a feature. Like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah,
no, we're not
yeah.
doing that.
Let's be realistic.
Yeah, I
As long as
understand
you
the
being
50s, the
realistic.
40s, the 100. I get that, but
Yeah,
a thousand,
yeah,
we're not doing that.
yeah. We're not getting out beside ourselves. And
Yeah,
if you ask somebody for that type of money, you got to be able to prove that you generating that type of money through music, not through nothing else. Like you got to show me that you got 1 million streams, where I don't seen you make 10 bands, where you can ask me for 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever your number is. And that's just me personally. I'm a businessman, so I'm about the bottom line. It ain't
hmm
even, but if I just want to work with you that bad, I'll pay you whatever I need to pay. But most of these guys been really cool. Nobody got ridiculous with the pricing. Everybody was, and a lot of them, they knew me. They know the movement. You know what I'm saying? So, or they got in tune with it over time. So it's all good. Worked out.
it did, which it always will. This
Yeah.
next thing is a little
Okay.
but it's okay. So I like to tell this story. Melv has heard it. I've told other people years and
Mhm.
years ago. I'm riding around listening to a little Melv CD, and somebody get in my car. This before they had the things on there so you can see who it is. And they listen like, boy, that shit jamming, boy. I'm like, yeah, it is, huh? And they be like, who is that? I'm like, it's Lil Mel. Oh man, forget that dude, man. I don't like Lil Mel. I'm like, a minute, time out. You just said the song was jamming, but just because it's a little Melv, you don't like it.
Yeah.
So I bring that up to ask you, which we know how it is in the city you from, whether you're a rapper, ball player, whatever the case may be. More
Hmm.
times than not, you're not going to get the love of your own city. We've seen that with Aaliyah Chavez currently, which
Yeah.
is absurd. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to know how you felt about those situations of the people hating on you, or we don't really want to talk about the credit yet because that's the next question. But how did you
Uh-huh.
feel about those who were hating on what you did when you knew you were producing good quality music and they would feel the way they did because they don't like Lil Mel that they don't even know you?
Yeah, because that was a personal preference, you know what I'm saying? But like I always tell you, I'm a businessman. So on the business side of it, it ain't personal. You know what I'm saying? So and you just gotta have tough skin in this game. And that's not saying that you can just withhold anything and everything. But it is saying that people gonna have their opinion.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
true.
saying? You can't do nothing about it. But me and you knew that he liked it anyway, so he don't went home and listen to it anyway. He just
Yeah,
don't
he,
want you
he
to
he
know.
ran it back. He ran it
Yeah,
back for
he
sure.
just don't want you to know. So, like I said, if I was soft and I couldn't take it, then I shouldn't have been in this business in the first place. So I just keep moving like that shit. Like took how I am. Like I don't that shit like
Yeah,
don't even move me at all. Like because I mean I just been immune to it. And that's the same way with the Chavez girl. I mean, she's a mini celebrity. So I'm sure she's being trained by her parents and whoever gonna be her publicist and all that type of stuff. I'm sure they training her to block it out.
yeah,
As they should, because it's just somebody's opinion.
yeah.
And
And
the
plus, I
bigger you
mean, at the end of the day, she's still number one in the nation. Whether
yeah, the
you
bigger
want to admit it or like it, it don't matter.
you ain't got to. You know what I'm saying? Because once you know what I'm saying, like the numbers gonna do what they do, she gonna do what she do, she gonna be whoever she wanna be, wherever she go. And like I'm just saying though, when you get to a certain level, it's coming.
Yep.
I don't care who you is. People talk about LeBron James. You know, you look at the numbers. People still talking about Jordan 20 years later. You know, so
Yep.
they still comparing them, talking about Kobe. You know, it ain't it ain't gonna never go nowhere. You know.
Yeah, it's inevitable. You just sometimes you just delaying the inevitable, but it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, it's gonna
It's
happen.
going to
So
happen. It's going to happen.
hopefully she understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just keep moving, man. Keep going forward. You know, we got too much stuff to worry about.
Which
But shit,
I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, I don't know Aaliyah Chavez. She from the town.
yeah,
I always
me.
represent. I remember 3 years ago or 2 years ago, somebody out here in El Paso was like, "This is girl coming from Lubbock. This so cold." I didn't even know who she was at the time, and
Yeah.
I looked it up and I said, "Oh damn!" Actually, I was in Alpine. I'm sorry, I was in Alpine at the time. This was 3 years ago. I was in Alpine, and I
Yeah.
saw who she was. So I've always, waved my flag because she's from the town. I'm always
Yeah.
representing anybody from the town. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just
For
crazy
sure.
to me that people hating on a young lady that's doing things the right way. Like I sent it to my cousin who live out of town, and they was talking about she don't do nothing for the community, and he was like, "What do they want her to do? Give a MLK speech at school? Like she in
Yeah,
high
like
school? What is she
yeah,
supposed to be
she a
doing?"
kid. But that's a lot of the stuff that I dealt with though too, Tuki. I was a
Yeah,
kid. I was a kid.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I was so young, you know, and I took a lot of stuff, man. A lot of people hated on me. You know, even from high school on up, it was always something. I mean, people was sending death threats, and then my friends, my family, you know, talking crazy, trying to just throw their weight around. It was a lot. You know about it. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah. I just think
So,
it's just so
but
crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy, but it's part of it, and most
yeah,
of it is because of who you are, who you were at the time, who you are to this day. But a
yeah,
lot of people were just envious and wanted that position or was mad
yeah,
because you know how it is. We all from Parkway, and it's like, well, why the hell is he getting this? Because he worked for it first and foremost. But two,
yeah.
it's not your journey because you have a different journey to take. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
which is crazy to me.
yeah.
Which,
Sure.
once again, perfect segue to this next topic. And I'm always, as I said a while ago, I'm gonna wave the flag, I'm gonna stand on the mountain. I don't care what people say. And a lot of people, when I say it, they don't even push back because they know it's true. So I want to know how Lil Mel feels. And well, I don't want to say how you feel because I know you truly don't care because you did what you did. But what does,
Yeah.
how what comes to mind when I say this phrase that Lil
Okay.
Melv does not get the credit he deserves?
Oh man, you don't open
Because I
up a
don't want to
can
see
of
how you
worms.
feel. I don't want to know how you feel because I mean we still human, so I know you feel something, but I know it's not
Yeah.
impacting your day. But at the
No,
same time,
no,
you
it's
have done
not.
a whole lot, and
Yeah.
it's not. I don't even want to say that. It's no one else who can say that they've done what you've done.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I said, when you've been in the game since 12 years old, we're 40, bro, you've done a lot. So
Yeah.
for you to know that because you didn't sell the most drugs, you're not the most popular or whatever, that people are
Yeah.
not going to ever put Lil Mel's name when it comes to forget Lubbock, 806 rap
Oh
and
yeah.
what you've done in the movement that you helped start and the doors that you've opened. What does that mean to you?
Man, it really sometimes it really bothers me. You know, and I don't blame the young guys just because they only as good as what they know. You know, so some people will share that story. You know, like time after time, there's no knock to him, but we've always heard the story about Mr. Coop, right?
Yep.
Every time, it's always gonna be the story about him. And I'm not mad at that. I appreciate it, I respect it, and I've always have, and he know that. Um, but I open the doors for a lot of these young guys to even be doing what they doing, and that's a part of history that I feel like is missing from the 806. And it's crazy because it really misses from Lubbock. You know what I'm saying? And because when I go to Amarillo, they show me love. I go to Midland, Odessa, they show me love. Go to St. Angelo, Abilene. in anywhere in this region, like it's respect. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna make sure that whoever's around know what's going on. So it do bother me sometimes, when those conversations are being had. Um, but I mean, hey,
And
I
just
ain't I
because
ain't
I
ever
like to
been.
do this, I like to shit on people, and I'm sorry, excuse my language, but can we just let's let the people know as far as how many albums, how many places
Man,
we done toured, how many records
man,
sold. Like, let's just give them a little bit of that because a lot of
ah,
times I tell people, y'all talk about stuff and you got one or two songs out. You can't even have a
yeah,
show and get 10 people to come. Let's let's
yeah,
let's just give them a little ski taste of what Lil Mel has accomplished in his illustrious
man,
career, just so people can
man.
understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's been a lot, man. I done toured with a lot of people, man. Like especially every Texas artist, we done toured with them. I done did big shows with Wayne and Snoop and Nelly and Fat Joe, Jeezy. I mean, the list just goes on, and all this stuff is documented. So if y'all don't believe me, go look it up. You know what I'm saying? So and man, we was already at like 100,000 records sold 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I already had sold 100,000 records like by hand to hand, and you couldn't lie about that either because you had to press that shit up and had to move it. And I remember some of those times where I was real scared, Tookie. Like I remember Don Juan when I first dropped So Marvelous, he pressed up 10,000 copies. It told me I had 30 days to sell them.
Damn.
10,000 boxes sitting everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Dime just ordering 1,000 units a week. So but I had built a machine that hadn't been built again. I hadn't seen it happen like that again. It was just very organized. But that's just to name a few, like record sold, man. I lost count. Like I said, it's probably a couple 100,000. Um, and then streams. I mean, even in this generation, like I'm a retired artist. Let's get that clear. But you remember when I dropped that Heartbreaks Progression from the hospital bed?
Straight from the hospital.
Yeah, that album did like over 1 million streams. Just that one album. Just that one song on the album did 500,000 streams. The
We
My
talk about
Life.
numbers, people, that you can actually go look up and see.
Yeah, y'all
It's
can go
it's
look.
it's not this is not nothing made up. This is
Yeah,
factual things.
yeah, that's most definitely facts. And like albums, you said how many albums? I don't even know how many. I mean, it's well over 20. I mean,
Come
that's
on,
just
people. 20 albums. 20
yeah.
albums.
And that's just a few. That ain't even all the mixtapes and all of the music. Like I got enough music, Tuki. I kid you not. I got enough music for me to drop one song a day for the next 10 years.
Believe it. I believe it. I
I
just
could drop
wanted
one
you, I
song a day.
wanted them to hear it from you.
Yeah, I could drop a song a day for over the next 10 years and never have to record another song again in my life.
But a lot of people want to say, oh, I got this song or I got that song. But you got one song, you got two songs. Maybe you have one album. That's it.
Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe. But I just wanted to touch on that because I always stand on the pedestal, the mountaintop, and I scream from the top. And as you said, I always give kudos, respect to those who paved the way. And as you said, those artists that are doing it currently. As I tell people, besides Lil Melv, and of course, Serene and Swiss and Beezy, of course, like them, because them my people. My favorite artists is Gutter Black and
yeah,
Super and my
yeah,
boy Capiche. They're my favorite
yeah,
artists. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
them my guys. That's why when I had my birthday party, I made sure that they performed.
yeah,
But I don't never want to exclude them. But I try to make sure that people understand one of the founders of this whole thing has to be Lil Mel. It just has to be.
yeah,
You can say it or try to go around it as much as you want to, but It has to
Yeah,
include Lil Melv. It has to.
and a lot of those guys know it, especially in that era right there with Capiche and them. You know, they know what they respected it. I respect them. Like I always tell JB, I be like, you got it.
Yeah,
Like even in 2024, he's still the hardest to me.
yeah.
He got it.
That's my
Like
guy. Yeah,
he
that's
got
my
the
guy right
bag, he
there.
got the swag, he got it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's my
saying?
guy.
Like if Super really wanted it, he got it. Gutter really
Yeah.
wanted it, he got it. Like them guys, like they still young, so
And
you
what's
know
so
they
crazy
really
though
want
is
to
it's not
mash
the
the
artist
gas.
though. The artist is mutual with you and
Yeah,
them. It's
oh
mutual
yeah,
respect. Y'all all understand what y'all bring to the table.
yeah,
I'm talking about the masses though. The masses
yeah.
would love to say, well, not say Lil Melv.
Oh
And it's
no,
like, how? How could you not say this?
yeah,
How?
nah.
Just
They
how?
not gonna say it. They just refuse to say it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, me and the 806 dude even had a conversation before. And he was asking me about the history of the city. I guess he didn't believe my portion of it, or he didn't take it for what it was worth. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I ain't asked to be on none of your lists. You know what I'm saying? Or none of that extra shit. I'm just saying, just respect the game. You know,
Yeah.
just respect it. You know, it is what it is.
And
You know,
sometimes, to be honest with you, I think with all these lists and all that stuff, it's really just trolling.
yeah, that
You know what
that
I'm
that shit
saying?
don't mean
It's
nothing to
really
me.
just trolling though. Like I mean, because some stuff just needs to be. It's not. It don't need to be. Some stuff you already know.
Yeah.
It's like who the greatest basketball player of all time. If you're not saying Kobe, LeBron, Jordan, Shaq, like some of those names, you just gotta say. Like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You
yeah,
saying some
yeah,
out of line shit like Carmelo. Come on, bro. Like you can like Carmelo. That's fine, but
yeah,
greatest of all time is just not true. So
yeah, yeah,
so that's why I just wanted to touch. I wanted to hear your thoughts on that because I know
yeah,
you see it on Facebook, Snap. I say
yeah,
it all the
yeah,
time, and I say it from the mountains loud and clear. And so, yeah, it
yeah,
bothers me sometimes that people refuse to say Lil Miff.
yeah. Me too. It bugs me sometimes, you know. But it ain't affecting my day too much. Too, I
Yeah,
got too
yeah,
much
yeah,
other
yeah.
stuff going on, you know. But at the same time, you do be looking sideways at the shit, like
Like
really,
really, really, really,
yeah, like
really,
really.
really.
But like I'm just I don't. I'm on something else right now, so I'm just the executive now. I just want to be in the background, need nobody, noticing what I'm doing and all of that. So, but I appreciate you though because you've always made sure that people knew what I was doing, even when I'm like, nigga, get out for that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But you always still stand on it and you don't care what nobody say.
I don't, because I'm gonna stand on that, and that just is what it is. So,
Yeah. Until
but
somebody can
speaking of
prove us
it,
different.
yeah, yeah, they can't. That's why I
Yeah.
wanted you to pop it real quick because they ain't got songs for another the next month, let alone 10 years. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's neither here nor there. But
yeah, yeah.
speaking of executive being in the background, let's talk about legacy pushers.
Okay. Well, Legacy, that's a new label, that we've been it's under construction, you know what I'm saying? That me, Beezy, Swiss, and Play been developing over time. It's been great. Just working with y'all guys is trying to make sure we still got something that we can do together, whether we make $1 million or not. It's just something for us to stick together musically, support each other. So it's been great. And I mean, unfortunately, the first situation we had, it didn't end up working out. But
Yeah, it didn't work out.
yeah, we figured it out. Me and her did later on down the line, and we still work with all the same artists. Like it's like once you in with us, you in with us. You know what I'm saying? So we don't got no bad blood with none of the artists that we don't ever work with. So, but yeah, so Ashley Love is and Swiss, and Beezy, they probably the more upfront artists right now. You know what I'm saying? Because Beezy and Swiss got their little album out, and they working. Swiss got a new album coming out, and then Ashley got her second album coming out. So, and that's just our R&B, you know. And I got a lot of slack from people wanting me to sign them that was rappers. You know what I'm saying? And I told him I don't have no problem with signing rappers, but rappers sometimes they just not patient enough. I'm gonna say that
Yeah.
they're not patient. You know, they want things right here, right now, and it don't work like that.
No.
Yeah, nothing
No.
great works like that.
But that's what
So
I think they don't understand is I think I heard a rapper say it took me 4 years to become an overnight celebrity or something like that. So I don't think a lot
yeah,
of people understand that really life don't really work that way. You don't really
no,
the whole microwave thing, yeah, that's cool to live in that fantasy world, but
yeah,
you actually gotta put the shit in the oven, man. You gotta let it
yeah,
cook. You gotta let it
yeah,
cook.
yeah. You got to, man, especially when you're a rapper because it's just so oversaturated. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? R&B is just a hard genre to break in, the breakthrough in. You know, and that's just hard. You know, overall, because the age levels. You know what I'm saying? What's popping, what's not, and the trends, and and the rappers. There's so many of them. You know what I'm saying?
So
So it
many.
went, yeah, with the internet, it opened that all the way up. You know, because back
Yeah.
then you used to have to be real special to get a situation where you had, it was only like 10 or 20 artists that was signed at the time. So you had to just listen to what they had. But now you can pick whoever you want, whenever you want. You can drop when you want, how many you want, whatever you want to do.
And
So
LaRussell just posted about that, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. He's like, what happened to it being a privilege to be popping and to make music? Now
yeah,
you just let anybody in. It's not any standards anymore. So he literally just talked about that
and
either
he ain't
yesterday
lying.
or sometime this week. He was like, we got
Yeah,
to bring it back to where it was a criteria for you to even
yeah.
provide music for the masses.
And that's what the point with us play with Legacy. We put artists through that developmental stage. We
Yep.
don't just try to push an artist to be signed immediately to a major label. We give them the opportunity to build themselves up to that. You know what I'm saying? And once they build themselves up and they've done enough work, which you seen play, it's hard to even get somebody to stick around that
Yep.
long to go through the process. So that's what's wrong with the industry right now. Nobody wants to be developed as an artist. Everybody already think that they got everything. So
And
it's
that and that's
unfortunate.
even wild to hear people to see that people feel that way while working with you as a
Yeah,
somebody who's been in the game damn near,
yeah,
well, not damn near, more than you been not more than you've been alive, but more than you've been a kid, that you've been an adult and or a young adult to a man, you've been in the game that
yeah,
long. So
yeah,
for them not to take the advice from somebody who's been in there that long, it's like, come on
yeah.
now.
And
Like, what are we
and
doing?
Suki, I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy though. Is like even like when I'm mentoring some of these younger artists, right? So some of them call me every now and then. I ain't gonna say nobody's names, but some of them call me, some of them text me. They ask me questions about, you know, where to go and how to move. You know what I'm saying? And when I tell them how to go and how to move, they realize that it really wasn't that easy. You know what I mean? So when I tell them all the stuff that I had to do and what I had to go through to get where I am, and it blow their mind and they just be like, man, I ain't gonna fuck with it.
Yeah,
You
because
know what
that
I'm
goes back
saying?
to what people say. A lot of people see the end, but they don't see the process. And they don't,
Yeah,
not only do they not see the process, they don't want to go through the process. They just
yeah,
want the end. And it's like, first of all, you won't appreciate the end if you don't go through the process. But two, it just doesn't work that way. You can't skip this. You
yeah. You
have to
can't.
go through these steps.
Yeah, you can't. Even if they push you up there and they push the button on you, you still gonna have to work for it. Like I don't care what
Yeah.
it is. Like ain't no
Yeah.
way you just gonna get in there and just it just all go your way.
Yeah,
So especially not in this time because nigga, shit, you drop a song tomorrow, they forgot Wednesday.
exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I ain't
And you
listening to
might
you
go
on
viral on
Thursday.
TikTok or whatever, but guess what? You better come up with something new. You better have
Yeah,
another one to go viral too. Because if not, like you
it's
said,
over.
I mean, of course, as we always talk about, you might be able to tour for $2,000 or whatever the rest of your life, but you ain't gonna be getting that 50, 60, 70 bag.
Nah,
You ain't getting
nah,
that. You ain't getting
nah.
that.
That bag comes special.
Yeah.
Only some special guys getting them bags, and I be laughing at a lot of artists that be acting like they really having a lot of motion. I'm like, man, y'all really ain't having no motion like that.
No.
And we know because how we came up, and me and you know, we did our own shows. We
Yep.
made a lot of money just doing our own shows with no promoters, no backing, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like just
Just the
me,
fact
you,
of Little
and the
Melv
team.
and Swiss or whatever is going to be on the
Yeah,
ticket. That's it.
yeah. It wasn't no big names. It was, you know what
No
I'm
gimmicks,
saying?
no surprises. You know who coming. Pay the 10 and you
Yeah,
can get in. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. And we did it several times, back to back, back to back. And even
And
I
that's
did
what
it
I
a lot
always
of
tell
times
these
before
artists that
you.
I always do all this talking. Book a show. Book your own
Yeah,
show and see how many people show up to pay and show
yeah,
up.
yeah. And that's the catch. That's the catch. What I tell these niggas, don't put 1,500 niggas on the show. You and a couple of your people do the show, and let's see what it do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen not one artist be able to pull uh, a 500 crowd. I used to pull 500 crowds. I saw Jace out several times. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I've sold out different clubs in Depot District several times. So it ain't nothing. It wasn't nothing for me to do it at that time. But I've never seen not one artist do it in this generation. But okay, Stunt did it. Stunt
Yeah.
had a pretty good turnout. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But as far
That's probably the only one
outside
that
of
I
him,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
outside of him, I haven't really saw nobody just do a show on their own and they get, you know, 200 to 500 people in there off their own name.
And let me put this disclaimer on there too, Mel, because I think you will agree to this. And it's
Hmm.
not because some of them are not talented, they don't want to put
Right.
in the work. They don't
Yeah,
want to put in the
yeah,
work. They don't want to put
yeah,
in the work. They want to drop a
yeah.
song and say, I'm gonna just chill. No, 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 no,
Right.
no. Go push that song. Make sure it's on everybody's mind. Post it on your story. Go to do a free show. Try to perform wherever you can. Go to the clubs. They don't want to do that. They
Yeah.
don't want to do that. So that's
Nah,
why.
yeah, and they not gonna do it. You know, they want to have it already all together.
Yeah.
Unlike me, like I built a team of people to work around me. So, and I always tell these young guys, I say, get you a team. You need a
Yeah, you got
team.
other people
Like,
around you anyway. They like your
yeah,
music. Well, go do some work. Go to this
yeah,
club. Go ask this person. What can we do? Post it on your social media.
yeah.
You just don't
It's
want to do the
it's
work.
yeah. Nobody just don't want to do the work. Everybody want to show up and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? And that
Yeah,
ain't how it work.
ain't
And
how it work.
and because they don't know how many times did I don't because I don't club. I don't
Yeah,
go to clubs, but you did. I used to sing you in clubs all the time, and you would call me on FaceTime like I don't care if it was the last song played in the club, you gonna get the song played,
yeah.
and you gonna stand there next to that DJ until the nigga play it. You know what I'm saying? You gonna make sure that you promote it and push it and dance and sing that motherfucker like. You was a true definition of a real manager that really got down and did what he had to do for the artist, and you still do. You still will, you
And don't
know.
nobody want to put in the work, and people pride too. They too prideful for me.
Yeah, yeah,
If
everybody
you
too
this your
powerful.
guy and he an artist, do whatever it takes to get this man to where he needs to go, or try to get him to where he needs to go. Because that's
Yeah,
what we talk about all the time. We just ran into life, started having kids, went to college, whatever, but we did what all that we could do on our end. We didn't
yeah,
have the biggest bag, we didn't have the most popularity, but we
yeah,
wasn't played the most on the radio. We had some spins on the radio, we had a little money,
yeah,
and we did what we could do. We maxed
yeah.
out all the stuff that we could do. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
at the end of the day, I'll tell people this too, Clay. Success is what you think it is. It's whatever
yeah,
you make it. So to me, we have been successful.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah. I
we
just said
had
we
a
didn't make it to
lot.
the top. Yeah, we
Yeah,
still
we
successful.
wasn't on TV. We wasn't doing that and all that and touring with a million, making millions of dollars or nothing like that. But I've touched a couple M's throughout my career, and it was just a great run. We did a lot of things that just hadn't been done yet. So I don't know, man. This is one of those things, man. A lot of people down me on that too. You like, oh, you went on BET, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't make a million, you ain't do, they just like found shit to try to
Yeah,
diminish what
they
I've
just moved the
accomplished.
goalposts. They just moved the
Yeah,
goalposts.
that's fucked up, huh?
Yeah, they just
Yeah,
moved the
that's
goalposts.
fucked up. Yeah, but it is what it is.
So I know we getting late, but I got a few more questions. So
No,
I would be
I'm
remiss
ready
if
with you.
I didn't answer if I didn't ask you this.
Okay.
Um, Salute to my niece and my nephew.
Mhm.
I have to ask about them. How has having kids changed your life? And
That's a good
what are
question.
some things that you want moving forward for your kids, now that you're a dad, to Miss Mia Blue and my boy Carter. Just tell me
Oh
some things.
man.
As I said, how did it change and what are some things that you want to see to or be able to provide for them?
Yeah, man. It changed my life, you know what I'm saying, as far as my motivation on direction. Because at first when I was doing music, we was all over the place. Tuki, we was just
Yeah.
randomly traveling and doing a bunch of random stuff. So, and it just changed my spirit, when I had my daughter, it just made me focus and lock in and use some of my resources and things that I built over time to try to make a better life for her. And she was my I didn't have my first baby till I was 30. So I was an older
I
guy,
was 34.
yeah, but you know why? We was having a good time. So
Yeah,
yeah, we were
yeah,
super
we was doing the
unstable at
most.
the time. Yeah, we was
Yeah, we
just
was doing the most, boy. We wasn't
yeah,
ready for that.
yeah. I had a good time, but yeah, so that she changed my life. She slowed me down a lot. Um, and and that's when, like I said, I got my direction when I started to build my businesses. I took school serious. A lot of people don't know that, Tuki. Your boy Sharp in the school. I got I got I got first of all, you gotta have your diploma. I got a
Yeah,
associate's degree, I got a bachelor's degree, and I got two master's degrees. So hey, we sharp in all areas, street smart and school
yeah,
smart. So yeah, and then my son came along and I never thought I would have two kids. But me and you, we always used to talk about kids, and I was always telling you that she was, a kid to change your life. And I saw that happen when you had Ava. They bring a soft spot out of you.
boy.
If you're an active father, you most definitely bring a soft spot out of you. But that's when
Damn
I
right.
started, when I had my heart failure situation, that's when I kind of started to look at what generational wealth would look like. How would I have to set that up? How long would it take? You know what I'm saying? For them to be secure, to have what they need and all of that. So that's basically what I really want for them is to be able to experience life. Um, I wouldn't say earlier than me. I don't want them to grow up too quick, but I do want them to experience life without limits.
Yeah. And we talk
Yeah.
about this too all the time, so we can provide the context to the listeners. Is that
Mm-hmm.
it sucks that we had to understand or figure out, I should say, how credit works, how money really works in our
Mm.
30s, our 40,
Yeah.
like close to being 40 instead of being 18 and going into the world knowing I don't need to get this credit card or I need to put my money here. So when I'm 30, I don't have to struggle. So
Right. Right.
I agree
And
100% with you
yeah.
saying not really grow up fast, but
Yeah,
understand
they
life
they
faster than we did
Yeah, they
or
need to
sooner.
be like, yeah, so I know that our kids will be exposed to financial literacy way earlier than we were. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's up to them what they want to do with it. But like my daughter, she has stocks. And that's a long-term process. People think stock market is quick get rich quick scheme, but it's really not. So that's why she's 8 years old and she has thousands of dollars in stocks. But at the same time, you know how that works though, Tuki, that it takes time. So
Yep.
yes, those stocks are gonna be worth, she'll probably be worth, easy, I don't know, 500,000 when she 18. But who in our area that we come from had $500,000 when they was 18?
Nobody.
Yeah, but I'm setting her up for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm teaching her about it slowly. I'm having her read about it slowly and watch videos, so she can just understand. And that's just the first line of investing. And we wasn't taught how to invest. We wasn't taught how to save money. We wasn't taught, you know what I'm saying? Like as us as black people, I feel like we the leading consumer culture in the world. We always want to buy
Hmm.
some shit. We always
Yep.
want to buy some shit, some shoes, some clothes, get 5 haircuts a week,
Some jewelry.
chains, yeah, chains, all this shit. But now me and you play, we smart now. Like we
Yeah,
know
we
what's
we
going
figured it
on.
out. We figured
Yeah,
it out. I don't
we
know if
know
you
what's
just
going
saw that
on.
lab diamonds just surpassed real natural diamonds. It just
Yeah,
happened. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
We
So
we
just me and
yeah.
Mel, we know what's going on.
Yeah, so y'all can't fool us. Y'all
Yeah,
can't
can't
fool
fool
us. We
us,
ain't gonna
boy.
let the secrets out, but y'all
Yeah,
can't
just know you
fool me
can't fool
too.
us.
And
Yeah.
we've been on it way longer than everybody that would probably even just now figuring a lot of this shit out.
Hmm.
I've been knowing about that shit for like the last
Yeah,
10 years.
Melv was on it before me, and then I caught on after, and we both been
Yeah,
like, okay, yeah, we got it now.
yeah, we like this how we got to do it. And I
Yeah.
you know what I love about you, man, is the conversation that me and you have when we talk about our finances. A lot of people hate to talk about money and their finances and where they really struggling. And me and
Yeah.
you, we have those type of conversations, and that's that open dialogue I want my kids to be able to have too. I
And
want
hopefully
them
they
to
don't
be
have the
able
same
to.
conversation we have where they say they on their dick.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, but
Yeah, I'm
we
saying
done
like
took
we
so
have
many
those
chances.
conversations, but I hope they
Yeah,
don't have to be in that
yeah.
situation.
I hope they don't either, but you know that they will. We
Yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know. But we want them to be able to talk about it and figure out how to get out of it. Like me and you, we getting out of it right now. We know what's
Hmm.
going on. So now we know. That's all I can say. And we didn't know, but now we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Wow. All right, so that was enough of the who is male, but we got to end it with some funny stuff and some more controversy, you know what I'm saying? So, and you can answer this or you don't have to answer, but me and you
Uh-huh.
are in some very similar situations as far as the relationships and being with our kids' moms and or
Yeah.
not being or however you want to look at it. So,
Yeah.
I just wanted your thoughts on the whole two-part question, the situation
Okay.
of a lot of people being single, but
Mm-hmm.
also the people like ourselves who may not be with our kids moms, but we respect our kids moms and we have a great relationship with them. Just what are your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on like all of that, because we know some people who are doing the most and we know some people who are absent fathers, we know some people who have a great relationship like ourselves. So just what are your thoughts on those two things?
I think that it's great. You know what I mean? For me and you to be able to have these relationships with both our, well, I have two baby mamas or mothers of my child is what I would like to say. Like not just baby mamas, but I have two separate mothers, and I respect them. I do anything for them. You know what I'm saying?
Hold
We
on,
try to
before you
show the
continue, man, do
kids.
you know what that pissed me off when people say, I'm not gonna help her with this, and I'm like, bro, this woman is taking care of your kid. What do
Oh yeah,
my daughter's mom can ask me for the shirt off my back and I'll give it to her. This
yeah,
girl is taking care of my damn kid. And I know
yeah,
she would do it for me too, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
whatever this lady asked me for, she can get it.
Oh
Anything.
yeah, for sure. And I that's how I feel. Like whatever I can do to help make the everybody's life operate as smooth as possible, then I'm gonna do it. And that's not saying that both of my kids' mamas like that. They may feel some type of way about it, but once they carried my child and we brought this human into the world, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know what
And
I'm
I'm gonna be
saying?
there to
Like,
support her whatever they need.
yep,
Whatever
whatever
I can
they
do,
need, whatever
I'm gonna
they
do it.
the mama need, if I can be assistant, respectfully, then
Yep.
I'm gonna do it.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's
But
my take on it.
yeah, that just always ruffle my feathers when people say, you know, not supposed to have a good relationship with your kid's mother or
Yeah,
father. I'm like, what?
that's
Man, we gotta
yeah,
be we are a family.
yeah,
Regardless of how you want to look at it, we are a family and we're gonna be involved with each other for the rest of our lives and the rest of our
yep,
kids' life. That's just how it's gonna work.
yep, and that's kind of like one of the things that me having two different baby mamas or mothers of my children, um, it's sometimes it can get sticky, but at the same time, I tell them both. I don't know if they like it or not, but I'd be like, hey, we all family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
amen.
you may not like her, but hey, we all family. Because Carter's mine through his mom, Mia's mine through her mom, their brothers and sisters, and I'm in the center.
Yeah,
So hey, we might as well get along. We might as
might
well
as
get
well.
along.
You know what I'm
Everybody
saying? We ain't
just
gotta go buy no one house and live together, but we gotta get along.
yeah, we don't need to do all that, but as long as we, everybody got respect for each other, and sometimes, y'all might have to come together on something, for these kids,
Yeah,
so and I feel like that shouldn't be a problem for none of us as adults, but yeah,
I
that's
agree.
my take on it.
Next one, this is a funny topic. So,
Okay.
what are your thoughts on how we grew up and we was players and we had multiple women, whatever the case may be? We know how we was rocking to these guys. Oh, what happened? Uh-oh. I think my boy phone died. Boy, it seems like every time I do this, boy, people phones be out of there, man. They don't be charging their phones. So let me hold it. Let me hold that thought until my boy get back on. I'm sure his phone died. I'm sure he'll get back on. Boy, we get right into the nitty gritty, and then people phones be out of there. Last time it was my boy A. Lucci on Tuesday. This time it's Measy, man. Come on, man. Get back on. I know that's what happened. I know your phone died. Y'all just gotta rock with me real quick until he get back on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Boy, that's funny. This mill used to be fire in elementary school. I don't know if y'all can see this. Oh man, y'all can't see it. But it's the old food for Valentine for Thanksgiving Day. My boy back on here now. He back on. He finna get on, y'all. Y'all be patient. What happened? Your phone died? I'll wait. Think you're on mute over there, brother. You on mute. You on mute. You gotta unmute it.
All right.
Hey, there we go. But your phone died?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Phone died.
figured. I figured. That's what happened last time. A Lou phone died. But
Oh yeah.
real quick. So what I was saying was, how we grew up, we was players and we had these women and stuff.
Yeah.
Two-part question. What do you
Mhm.
feel about these fellas now who act like it ain't no good women or whatever around? And two,
Uh-huh.
what's up with all these guys not really keeping it player and being sensitive and soft? I ain't saying that all of us was players, but it's like nowadays dudes can't just keep it player. You know what I'm saying? They want to do the most, but then they don't
Yeah.
want the girl to do the most. I'm like, bro, that's not how it works. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
just what's your thoughts on them not keeping it playing, and two, them saying it really ain't no women out here. What's really going on?
Yeah, man. I just think that, you know, if you dish it, you gotta take it. You feel me?
You know what I'm
So,
saying? You gotta take it.
and that's just probably from the era that we grew up in, you know what I'm saying? Because shit, I wasn't really tripping on no nigga that was choosing on my woman. You know what I'm saying? If she wanted to go, I guess she just gonna go. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, um, you know, but I feel like these guys out here, they so sensitive with everything. You know what I'm saying? Dudes, shooting girls' houses up and attacking niggas behind them, and you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, there's too many women out here for all that. But they don't even see it like that. A lot of these guys just reckless with it. So shit, I
That's
don't
why I
know
tell
what
them
to
I'm
tell them
good. I'm
guys.
glad that I'm not out here like that no more because I ain't trying to get shot up about no girl or be at a girl house trying to relax and somebody knocking on the door. I ain't got time for all that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I got to get home to my daughter.
Yeah, exactly. Like so. Yeah, so that's my take on it, man. It's just I enjoy where we came from.
Yeah, we came
I
from
ain't
a nice era, man. A very
Yeah,
nice
I
era.
ain't even see no guys having guns and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was corny back then.
Yeah,
It was
not like they have them now. Like you, of course,
yeah,
people
like
was shooting or
somebody
whatever, but
had guns. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that
yeah.
they didn't
Yeah, yeah,
exist.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean
It's
they
just like
existed.
everybody got a damn AR-15. You know what I'm saying? Like what?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody ready willing to smoke somebody at the end of the day immediately. And that wasn't really the case, especially not with me. Like I'm a player, like I not no more, but I used to be a player. So I would most definitely be able to I had to correct that. I would most definitely be able to talk to another man without all that going on.
Exactly. And
Yeah. So,
what makes me so sad, bro, is that most of these people doing this, they like 18 to 21 years old. I'm like,
yeah.
bro, y'all ain't even lived life yet, man. Like, come on, baby. Y'all
Yeah.
down at 19 and 20, man. There's people out here that want to be alive, that's old or getting older and sick or whatever. You 18, 19, throwing your life away. That's what I hate the most. I'm
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
damn, damn,
Yeah, for
damn.
sure, man. It's crazy, man. But I guess that's the world we living in right now. It's a sad and strange time right now, man.
It is, man. This is a crazy time for sure. Gotta stay prayed up out here.
Yeah, man. I still believe, man. You know what I done went through with my little
Yeah.
situation, my whole heart situation and everything. That was
Exactly. That was a crazy time, man.
man, that
That was
was
most definitely crazy just because it was so unknown. And then the fact of you getting out and didn't even really need the thing, like and had to go back through the
uh,
process. Like that was just it was a lot. It
man.
was a lot. It was a lot.
I couldn't believe that, man. I was looking back at the pictures the other day, and I was showing Truth one of the videos from when I was in a coma. Like my mom had took a video of me or whatever, and I was like, "Dang, I really was out of there," And I didn't even realize that I had been in a coma for like a couple weeks. So I didn't even realize that until I woke up. She showed me the videos or
Hmm.
whatever. And so, man, I'll tell y'all what, man, experiencing heart failure, 3 open heart surgeries, where you die three times, they bring you back alive, and it's an eye opener, man. I don't take nothing for granted.
Yeah.
I don't take
And I
nothing.
haven't even experienced nothing like that, not even close to that, but just the people around me that have died. I'm like,
Yeah,
bro, you just got it. You can't take none of this stuff for granted. Every day I wake up, man, that's the first thing I do. I thank God. I read my Bible just because I'm like, boy, it's good to be in the land of the living, man. Like it
yeah,
really, really is, man. So I'm very thankful, especially with what
yeah,
I've just been through with my daughter's grandma passing. Like, it's bro,
yeah,
it's just whew,
yeah.
it's
It's
tough. It's tough.
crazy, and when we lost Quentin, me and him, we was kind of battling a lot of the same things. So that was
Hmm.
really hard on me to mentally, I didn't say nothing or overly express it to the public, but that kind of bothered me a lot, because he was a good dude and we was both fighting that fight at the same time. I mean, one time, we was we was like right up the hallway from each other, walking
Yep.
to each other room, you know what I'm saying, sitting in there talking, like just trying to give each other hope. So that was a rough moment.
Man, this life is tough, man.
Yeah.
But we done had a good episode, so I gotta end it with
Yeah.
some more controversy. I got to. I got to. So I need to hear from Lil Mel himself. And you can do two, you can do five, you can do one. I want to know who are your top artists of all time from the 806. And I want to know who are some of your favorite artists currently from the 806.
Uh, the top of all times, man,
And
that's
once
kind of
again, it can
hard.
be two, it can be five, it can be 10, whatever
Okay,
your
of
list
all
is.
times, the most impactful guy that I seen on the culture that had longevity, what I would say was Mr. Cooper myself. You know what I'm saying? We really had a long run, and we held the culture on our shoulders for a long time. So you know, those were be my two older guys, you know what I'm saying, that's been in the game, veterans in the game, we've been around for 20 plus years. So I most definitely will say us two out of the 806. And then the new guys, man, it's so many rappers, bro. It's just so many of them. You know what I'm saying? It's almost impossible to even try to narrow the shit down to five. But you know,
And that's why I say maybe and I don't want to be like the 806 and start a massive controversy, but
yeah,
maybe
nah,
just some artists that you like or that you listen to. Let's say that
yeah,
instead of saying favorite or best or whatever, let's just
yeah,
say
cause
artists that's
yeah,
on
I
your
don't,
radar that you listen to or that you worked with. Let's put it that way.
yeah, I would rather say that because I don't want to say, I don't want to make no big fuss about the whole order or none of that shit. The order don't even matter. But when I'm going back to what I said earlier. I love JB Capiche, that dude right there. He a special guy. He go hard, man. And he's super underrated, you know. But he one of my favorite guys that I listen to that I like a lot. And of course, I really like MT and Mara because he just got a laid back, Southern soul, just chill vibe. He got so many different elements to him where I could just
Cafe
listen to
baby.
him. Yeah, yeah. If he want to give you that, but then he can also rap. He can also
Yep.
sing and rap. He can do the cafe stuff. He can do all of it. So he a
And if
very
you don't know
versatile
Melv, you
guy.
probably ain't from Parkway.
Yeah, yeah. That's something he said. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, he one of those guys. And then Serene, he one of my favorite artists. A lot of people don't probably know who he is. But if you don't, go check him out. His name Nomad. Um, um,
Boy, got the metaphors out this world.
yeah, he one of the hardest rappers I ever heard in my life.
Yep.
I feel like
Yep.
he's a million times better than me. And he came up under me, but I mean he's most definitely a better rapper than me.
That boy
Uh,
nice.
yeah, he real nice. So those couple guys and somebody that I feel like is really underrated that I like is G's Up. You know G's
Oh
Up?
yeah, 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 yeah. He on that man, that sounds good. Ain't
Yeah,
that
G
G's up?
man, G
Yeah, yeah,
hard.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
G
G's
hard.
up. I
Yeah,
like
he a
G's up.
hard
I didn't
guy.
even know he raps. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie. I didn't know he rapped until I heard him on your album. Cause I seen
yeah,
him, in the clubs or whatever. And man, who was that? And you told me, I was like, wait, what him? He rap.
yeah.
So
G hard,
yeah.
man. Like he
Yeah, I
hard.
like
You know
him.
what I'm saying?
I like him.
So that's why I mean the people that I'm saying ain't the only people. not just saying that everybody the best, but these just people that I tune into. And then of course my little cousin Yola, I really like Yola. We did a good song together.
Said
It was
someone say a prayer for me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, that was a great moment. Yeah, that was a great
yeah, I like
moment.
Yola.
You know what I'm saying? And I could go on and on, man. My boy Gutter Black, man. That's my boy. He a wild
Quick
dude. Yeah,
paper.
Mr. Quick Paper, we do argue all the time. So, but
Me too. That
it's
sound right.
all,
Every time I go in the shop, my sister be want to kick me out because she
yeah,
already know me and Gutter B finna go at it.
yeah, it's all
But
love though.
salute to Gutter Black too, man. Because like you said,
Yeah,
of course I wanted Melv and JB on it, but whatever we couldn't get that to work due to other outside circumstances. But my boy Gutter came on there and killed the show. So salute to Gutter for doing that for me, man. I just
yeah,
wanted it to be a whole vibe of people that I respected, I listened to, some of
yeah.
my favorites. So I'm glad that Gutter was able to do it.
Yeah, and like I say, that don't knock none of the young dudes. I love
That's my little
Dollars.
cousin too.
I
Yep.
love Dollars. I love
Yep.
Credier. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Both of
Yeah.
them, I rock with both of them.
Quan. Quan. I love Quan. I love his passion. Like I say, it's just a lot of people, man. And I don't want to start them, but I'm gonna say somebody that nobody really would ever put in the conversation. But Kid Fix is a good guy. He's different, but he really understand the business. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Yeah, he's one of the guys that I could say that really getting some money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
After
he
getting
really is. He touring and doing his thing. I like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know a song, but I know Kid Fix. I do know who he
Yeah,
is.
like
So
I don't know his songs and all that. I'm not saying that I'm just saying out of
yeah,
respect.
yeah, for
He's one of
sure.
those
Got
guys.
to,
And then
got to.
that B Code guy was one. Then the Brandon Code, the endless paper dude. It's a lot of people, man. It just when
It's a
you think
lot. It's a
about it,
lot.
yeah, it's like then you got your stunts and you
My
know,
boy quit playing.
yeah, yeah. It's so many artists.
It's a
So it's
lot.
like I wouldn't even try to put a list together, you know what I mean, and all that type of shit because I mean the vibes are just different, like it's just certain vibes for certain people. So that list will be hard to just try to compile all those people into it.
But you
Yeah,
know what's so dope is that we actually have a lot of artists that you just named, and of course some that we didn't name. But that's kind of show you the doors, me personally, that you and Coop opened up.
yeah,
So just
yeah,
think about all those people that you said. Well, that's a lot of people that are
yeah,
actually doing their thing, making good music, have a
yeah,
nice little following. So that's dope for me to
and
hear that it's so many people that you can't really make a list
yeah, and I would say
or a top
out
five
of
list, I should
all
say.
of
I'm
them,
sorry.
they can say one thing that I can say everybody got in common is I was there.
Yeah.
I was
Because
there.
most of the people you named,
I
as
ain't.
you listed this interview, I was naming songs that they own.
Yeah,
So
I've never missed. I've never. Just a thing about me. I've never missed one moment in the last 20 years of the generation changes. I've always had an album. I always work with the next best videographer, the next best artist of hot dude that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always peeping and checking and sharing and looking. So yeah, y'all be on the lookout for me. You know what I'm saying? Sure what we doing over here. I know we've been leaning more towards the R&B. Just it's just more of a challenge for us. So shout out to the team. You know what I'm saying?
gotta shout out the
We
team, man.
yeah, because I feel like out of the people that done did a lot for the industry, our team done did a lot, but we never really get mentioned. From Beezy to Ashley to Swiss to myself to you play. You know what I'm saying? And then
Don't
the
get
the
me started up when
list.
they talk about R&B, they don't bring up Swiss. I'm like, what are we talking?
Yeah, yeah, I don't understand these people.
When rap, like I tell people all the time, rap, okay, you don't like Melv, okay, whatever. Who
Yeah,
got an R&B album out though? You know what I'm saying? Like
I
I
don't,
can
I
name
don't
one
know.
person, maybe my boy Seawalk. I don't know anybody else. No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
And
my boy
Wild,
Seawalk. But yeah,
yeah,
I'm just saying, you know, like
yeah.
so what are we talking about here? What are we
Yeah,
talking about?
my boy Wild got a good run, you know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? What are we talking about?
Yeah,
If
I
you
don't
mention
know.
an R&B, you need to bring him up.
Yeah,
Point blank, period.
I don't understand how they do it, but they do it. They'll go around it. They'll find 1,500 other motherfuckers before they mention him, and they already know that he be behind a lot of these artists that people be liking. You know, he be penning for a lot of people and vocally producing for a lot, just like me. I write for a lot of people. I ain't gotta say who I write for, what I do. I produce for a lot of people. I sit in the studios. I put albums together for a lot of people. But that's not important. You know, I'm just saying that how do we always get overlooked? And that question ain't for me, that's for y'all.
Mhm.
That's for y'all, you know what I'm saying? So, but Tuki on the way out, I want to just drop a little bomb, you know, for you. I don't know how much you know about it, but I did talk to you about it that I'm coming out with a documentary, and I think it'll be great for the younger generation to really understand all the work that we've done, so they can see versus hearing it, they can see it. You know what I'm saying? So that documentary gonna be coming out, I wanna say sometime in 2025. Um and you know, just a lot of little business things that's going on for me. Like I say, I ain't active in the music industry as an artist, but executive, you got something hot, holla at me.
Y'all
Yeah.
heard it from him, the man himself. And
Yep.
as I did with all my other people, first and foremost, thank you very much for taking the time to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with it being 4 a.m. in the morning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I greatly appreciate you taking the time to do it. And I know you know, but I like to always give people their flowers or let the world know how much you mean to me, not even as an artist, but as a brother. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing but straight, genuine love for you. All
Yeah.
you've done for me, been there for me, the talks we have, even if we arguing about Kendrick Lamar and Drake. You know what I'm saying? It's still all
Yeah.
love. So I just want you to know that I'm proud of like all the things that you have accomplished, letting me be a
Yeah.
part of the team. I thank God every day that you're still around after what you went through, especially the things you had to deal with your sister, the family stuff, you know, having the kids, as you know, maybe not knowing if you was gonna be around. Like it's just a lot
Yeah.
that you've had to go endure through your life. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm grateful to call you my brother, and I'm proud of all the things you've done. And I'm gonna still stand on the mountaintops and say, "Little Melv still the goat of in the 806." You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I
Yeah.
feel, and that's just how it's gonna be. But I wanted
Yeah.
to most definitely thank you for being the third guest on the Some Get It Some Don't podcast. As I
Yeah.
said, I was very grateful, and I'm glad. And just to be give y'all a little bomb, my boy had to wait till he got a fresh cut. He didn't want to get on here last week. He was gonna
Yeah,
be on here last
man.
week, but he had to wait. So
Yeah, I had
thank
to
you
get
for
in
making
there.
the time.
Hey, hey, shout out to 2151, man. My nigga L Bizzle, man. You know what I'm saying? He always keep me right, man. And he
Yeah.
another one of my favorite artists, man. It's just hard for me to get him in the studio.
Yeah, he another person
It's
I wanted on
hard.
my show and he didn't show up, but he had daddy duty, so I'm gonna
He
let him
gonna
make
get it.
it. But he
He
another
gonna
one.
get on here. He gonna get on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
get. I'm most definitely gonna have him on here. Of course, my boy Swiss. Got some other guests that I'm gonna have on here
yeah,
too, but
yeah.
we're gonna get LB on the podcast for sure, for sure,
Yeah, I
for
can't
sure.
wait. I can't wait to hear what that nigga got to say.
Yeah, I know he gonna be on here talking that cash money ish, man. That boy from Chi-Town, he finna be on here talking that talk.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah,
But
I
but yeah, once
appreciate it.
again, I appreciate you for taking the time to do it. This mother finna get posted. Soon as I get done and upload, I'm posting it. So it'll be
Yeah.
up tomorrow when we get up.
Already.
All right,
Already, bro.
brother.
All
I
right.
appreciate you.
All right.
All right.